Welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. I am Tim, and with me is my co-host Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Tim, you get laid every night. You run 5 miles every morning. It's disgusting.
I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Patrick?
Yeah.
I hate this movie.
Wow.
I hate it.
Oh.
It pissed me off to no end. I found very, very few redeeming qualities.
This movie, Split Second, it is a weird movie in which it is filled with so many cliches that it's almost a parody.
Yeah.
And the director, left with like a week or two worth of shooting because pre-production was so rushed and difficult. They had 8 weeks to shoot, and they had 3 weeks of pre-production. And he burnt out with like a week or two to go, and someone else had to finish the movie. And like nobody was there to like oversee the editing, obviously, it feels like. So they kind of just like pooped this one out, in my opinion.
Fecal matter for sure.
Did you see who wrote this thing?
No. It put such a bad taste in my mouth that I looked very little into this movie.
Gary Scott Thompson is the writer. And apparently he wrote this on a spec script, and I'm guessing it's on a spec script. And it was like a hot property. People were really excited about it. Obviously things did not work out well. Sometimes though you never know. Sometimes it's the script that the guy got written is not exactly what got on screen. But this guy would go on to write The Fast and the Furious. And
interesting.
Too Fast, Too Furious. So
I hate that one.
So he's made some bank because all those characters based on he gets paid for every new installment, I'm assuming, of the Fast and the Furious movies. So he's doing okay. But yeah, from like that guy, from the guy who wrote the first 2 Fast and the Furious movies, I'm like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Especially that first one. Like, yeah, there's a lot of cliches in this one too.
Oh yeah. I'm not a fan of the series until 5.
No, that's exactly. Well, 4 is pretty good. No, I like 4. So, okay.
5 is where it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, 5 is the perfection. It's the zenith of the whole series.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
4 is when we turn around and they're like, oh, this is actually really good, and then
2 is rough.
2 is not great,
but still. This movie. All right, so it's my pick.
Sure is, buddy.
Oh,
explain
God.
yourself.
I don't know if I can. Gosh. All right, so we have Harley Stone.
Spoilers on the name.
Yeah, played by Rutger Hauer, and we are in the year 2008.
The far off future.
Yeah, and we have Rutger Hauer is a police officer in London, and global warming has caused waters to rise, and London is very, very flooded looking, apparently. And he is on the hunt for I guess he thinks it's a person. I wasn't quite clear, but thing that killed his partner back in the day, and he's slightly unhinged. But he's on the mission to go get this thing that killed his partner. That's the plot.
Yeah, I think he already knows from the beginning of the movie that it's not a person.
I guess
because he had that encounter in the sewer and he slashed his arm. We'll get into all that later.
Yeah, because they keep the scars or whatever on him. I guess they try to explain that that's how he has some kind of weird telepathy with it.
Yeah, we'll get into that a bit.
Yeah, sure. This movie sucks. Did I mention that?
Once or twice.
Okay, yeah.
So after his partner is killed 3 years ago, Stone has slowly lost his mind, has an affair with his partner's wife, and then left her. But they're going to let him...
Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, but they're going to let him be a cop again because he's the best.
Yeah. I made that note several times of like, is he really that good?
I love that they
this man should be behind bars.
Yeah. Definitely shouldn't be holding a gun. I love that they were like, they had to do like, that he's the best.
I saw nothing to intimate that.
He survives on a diet of chocolate, coffee, and anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, and cigarettes or stogies. I guess they're little stogies things. Right?
They're little, yeah, exactly. Cigarettes.
That he must light via blowtorch.
I thought that was the funniest goddamn thing. I was like, we got to show how tough Rutger Hauer is in this movie.
There was one time it wasn't lit via blowtorch, and I was like, what's the deal?
Yeah, where's the blowtorch?
And then it comes back. Like, oh, there it is.
Well, let's start off with his clothing. He only has one set of clothes in this movie, and I'm not sure what the time frame is, but maybe roughly a week. I don't know. Problem is, in this global warming future, London is in sort of like a permanent midnight thing going on. So telling day and night is difficult. But he has fingerless leather gloves, a cut-off white T-shirt over a thin black under a thin black sweater, leather pants and leather boots, a long black leather jacket, and sometimes a leather daddy chest cross belt for combat situations. And tiny circle sunglasses that he wears like, day or night.
Yeah, he looks straight up like
inside or outside.
An anime character.
Yeah.
Like somebody liked Ghost in the Shell so much that they needed to have this character look like, I think it was the partner in Ghost in the Shell, if I remember correctly. I didn't like that movie either, but
now I gotta check on. Yeah, that movie didn't come out until like 4 years later, or 3 years later. Sorry.
Ghost in the Shell was 3 years later?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it was later in the 90s for that.
95.
Oh, well. Well, anyway, maybe Ghost in the Shell got their inspiration from this movie, which explains why I don't like either. There's going to be fanboys that come after me for that one, but
I'm delighted to engage in the discourse with you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess he liked his partner, that he's on this kind of
not as much as his wife. His partner's wife.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, not only does he light his cigarello with a blowtorch, but he has to blow off the ashes too.
Yeah.
He's too cool to just do the little tap. He's got like, blow it off. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
And right after that amazing show of machismo, he's got to show his badge to a dog and call him a dickhead.
Yeah, he will go up to any living creature and was like, I think you've seen him.
Well, really, the dog. He really
does it to a kid at one point, too.
Yeah, he does, but he questions that dog like 3 times.
Yes, he does. Well, right before he gets, like, arrested or whatever.
Yeah. And
we find him in a jail cell. Like, because, like, a lot of that, like, beginning nightclub bar sequence.
Was it an S&M club or not? I don't know.
I don't know.
Some people were going leather daddy, some were not.
A lot of that whole sequence made no sense. Like, it was really hard to track what the hell was going on there, like, at all.
Yeah, you start in the deep end. You have to figure your way out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you really are not given much information, and it's really all over the place, and it sucks.
Well, you know that the club has a 2-drink minimum, so he asked for 2 coffees.
Yeah, and his coffee obsession. Man. And I don't... He's so obsessive, right, that somehow exercising and having sex is not cool.
Just don't do it every day. That's all he asks, I guess.
I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, considering the way Rutger Hauer is built in this movie, it looks like he was chowing down on those chocolates himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely not like the Blade Runner physique going on in this movie.
Not even the Lady Hawk physique. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a pouch going on there.
Little bit. I mean, and it's kind of sad, even with all that black, it's still noticeable.
Can we talk about, so he's at this club, he's searching for the killer, which he somehow knows is going to be there. Later we find out that he has some kind of psychic connection with the killer.
Yeah.
So a lady asks him to watch out for her while she uses the bathroom.
Right.
But then in a winking way, real quick, she says, "But don't be a creep and watch me pee." Almost
Right.
like as a come on. It's a come on line as she says it.
Is it? I don't even catch that.
Because she's like, kind of flirting with him when she says it.
Right.
It's like, okay, so we're establishing that the ladies all love Stone, even though he must stink so bad because he only has that one set of clothes. I don't know.
Well, and you also see the state of his apartment.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Classic 90s, 80s hero. He's got a trash apartment.
Yeah, but like
basically
the cop's wife, right? The ex-partner's wife, right? Yeah. Kim Cattrall has no issues staying in this shithole and showering in it.
Yeah, I wrote down like, oh, I can't believe she's using this shower. I can't imagine what the state of the shower is. There are pigeons living in here.
He's keeping bullets in the fridge.
Yeah.
And he drinks coffee that's been sitting in a sink for God knows how long. I think at one point he mouthwashes or rinses his mouth out with coffee.
This is post Lethal Weapon and Lethal Weapon 2. We might even be in the same year as Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah.
I got to double check on that one real quick. But like that was like, this is the classic like Martin Riggs. Oh, he lives in a dump. He doesn't treat himself. It is the same year as Lethal Weapon 3.
But this is way more over the top than
I love that he has a Harley Davidson in his apartment in a 4th floor walk-up. How did he get that up there? You really roll that thing all the way up there? Damn.
Baby in his fitter days. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah.
So one moment of badassery, you got Pete Postlethwaite is in this movie playing a beat cop who doesn't like Stone, is back on duty. Apparently he was close friends with Stone's dead partner and didn't like how Stone hooked up with his wife, which fair.
Makes sense.
He lets Stone know his displeasure, and Stone in turn takes Pete's pen and use it to stir his coffee. And this turns into like a go-to power move that he does to anyone who's bothering him throughout the movie.
I wish he was in it more.
Pete Postlethwaite? I mean, it's never a bad time to see him on screen.
He's fun.
Pete had a great year. He got to be in this movie, Alien 3, and Last of the Mohicans.
Although I feel like 2 out of those 3 kind of bombed.
Alien 3 is still beloved in this house, sir. I don't know about yours.
No, I know, but it was definitely kind of killed a bit.
All right. Well, he still did okay.
Yeah, well, Last Mohicans is definitely a big movie, so.
How about like when Stone is at the second crime scene and he has like a panic attack and shoots his gun in the air like Keanu Reeves in Point Break?
Yeah!
But he's doing it at a crime scene, so all the cops come over and point their guns at his head.
Like, he is an unhinged person. Like, why the hell is this person working? Like, it makes no sense.
Oh! I forgot the scene, too, where Stone takes a nap in his own apartment, and then he wakes up, and one of the pigeons is, like, sitting on his head while he's sleeping.
Yeah. I liked when he took all the stogies or whatever, cigarillos or whatever, out of the captain's, like, thing.
Yeah, he just stole the captain's.
Just stole it. That I kind of liked. That was kind of funny. There was a couple of, like, humor lines. There was some joke they threw at him about like all the weapons he had, and he made some kind of joke about having a grenade launcher or something.
I can't get a permit for that.
He can't get a permit. Yeah. I was like, okay. So there was a couple times he made a joke that made me chuckle.
We know Rutger Hauer is a good actor. We know this.
Exactly. That's the only reason why those jokes worked. This is not the
fault of any actor in this movie. All the actors do the best they can. God bless them.
Yeah. But otherwise, that's almost all I have.
Oh, I have so much more.
Do you really?
It's because like there's so much stuff that's just like, what? No, what? Come on! It cracks me up. So like for instance, like after the attack in Stone's apartment, right? He has a panic attack, and the paramedics give him a tranquilizer, and to calm him down. And that's where he has his flashback, and we see exactly how his partner died and how he got the slashes on his arm. And when he wakes up, he discovers that Detective Dick, who he'd just seen get blown out of a window, is alive
Yeah.
and well. And he's like, no big deal. I wore a bulletproof vest. Ever heard of it? And he's like, wait, how does that help you save you from getting blown out of a window? But whatever.
Not high up, I
Guess it's a low floor.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, he's like, oh, he immediately jumps to the conclusion, I seeing the scars on his arm. That must be why you have the psychic connection with the killer. And Stone immediately just punches him in the face. I'm like, yes. That's exactly what he deserved. That's what that character deserves in that moment.
What? Why? Why? So much of this movie is why. Like, I don't know.
How about when the killer leaves a human heart in Stone's fridge for the lulz, I guess? And,
I guess.
Stone just is like, we should call, the partner's like, we should call the police. He's like, nope, hold up. And he just takes the heart and like, tosses it out the window. This is some top-notch police work going on.
I guess, I don't know, maybe he thinks people think he's crazy. Who knows? There's no development here at all. It's a bunch of nonsense.
Well, no, that's not true. We find out why he has an obsession with Harley Davidson, why he has the Harley Davidson in his apartment, and why he has a sign over his shower. And it's because his name is Harley. It's that simple. Yep, that's it. Hilarious.
I think at one point he even makes a joke about his partner's name.
Well, that's the thing. The partner just this is an unscripted scene.
Yeah, okay.
Where like the actor playing Dick Durkin just starts laughing because
What a name, by the way.
I know. We love alliteration in this house.
Dick Durkin.
He just starts laughing at him. He's like, I'm partnered with a guy named Harley. And he's like, what about it, Dick? Or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, because Rucker Hauer didn't break and the other guy was laughing, they thought it was great, so they kept it in the movie. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I was really impressed with Stone's detective skills. I'm not sure exactly how he came to the conclusion that the symbols that the killer was leaving behind and carved into his partner were a map. But bravo, sir.
How did any of that made any sense?
That was some elite genius at work.
I can't wait to talk about the villain on this one.
Well, that's the smallest one I have. And then, my two favorite lines, of course. Durkin, you get laid every night, and you run 5 miles every day. It's disgusting. Love that. Top-notch stuff. And then his partner Dick is convinced that he and Stone are chasing the actual Satan. And that Satan's heart ripping is part of a ritual that makes the world worse, and that's why London is flooded. And Stone's response is, well, Satan's in deep shit.
I must have missed that part.
Oh, it's glorious stuff. Glorious stuff. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I am so delighted by how many cliches they tried to fit into this one thing. It is accidentally hilarious.
I did not give many points here.
I gave it 2.5 because I was so delighted by how dumb this is.
That hurts. It hurts me that how many points you gave it.
The scores are lower as we go on, man. I just gotta tell you, Rutger Hauer in this part and how cliche-ridden the character was to like a point where it's comical. I can't help it. I like it.
I gave it a half point for Rutger Hauer.
What? You gave it only a half point?
No, I gave it a 1.5.
Oh, okay.
So basically, we don't go lower than 1.
Okay.
So I had the 1 there.
I thought you you broke history on this podcast and went for the half point. I was like,
if I could, I would.
Hurtful.
It's really Rutger Hauer that has some funny deliveries of stuff. But that's it. This character is garbage. This movie is garbage. There's nothing good here.
Tim, you're in some deep shit now.
Oh, God.
That's not okay.
Oh, God.
All right, villain. I have 2 things written for the villain. Just 2.
I'm so... Like, my brain hurts with the villain here.
Yeah, that's
so.
Fair.
It's... First off, it's huge. When
About
you eventually
10 feet tall?
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ginormous. It's this ginormous fucking thing. And it looks dumb when you do eventually see it. Thank God they didn't show it to us earlier.
So I couldn't figure out how to describe it best. Either he kind of looks like the Shadow King in the X-Men comics and cartoons in his astral form.
I see that. Yeah.
Especially the claws.
Right.
Or he just looks like a xenomorph with a bicycle helmet on top. Like a half bicycle. Like the RoboCop helmet.
He has a visor.
Yeah, he certainly does.
Like, and it's not like I'm putting on a mechanical visor. Like, it's part of his face. It's the dumbest freaking thing ever. So he's like basically a monster and doesn't show any kind of like
which occasionally
intelligence.
Uses a shotgun, apparently.
Yeah, the monster knows how to use a shotgun and it knows how to write in English.
Yeah.
And he's purposely messing with this random person? Like, why? Why? I'm messing with this guy. This is funny. Humans are dumb. I'm just gonna do this and learn English so I can write I'm back. Like it's
well, theoretically, this is actually Satan. So I guess
theoretically Satan. Come on.
That's what they said. This could be Satan.
This could be.
That's a line in the movie.
No, I'm not gonna allow it. It's stupid. It makes no sense.
All right. Okay. Well,
do we even learn why it likes hearts? Because it doesn't even finish the hearts. It just takes a bite.
It's part of a ritual that he disappears every whatever many years and comes back and does it again to keep on making the world worse. This is the theory from Detective Dick, who read comic books, so he has a passing knowledge of the occult.
It's like he read too much Stephen King. There's like a slight it thing going on.
First of all, go to hell. There's no such thing as reading too much Stephen King. Secondly, there were dates on the symbols, and that was Detective Dick's theory about the dates. Like this was like the 78th try or something like that.
You paid attention way more than me then, I guess. I had a hard time paying attention to this one.
I did some rewinding. I was like, what?
Did you? I wanted to get done with this movie so fast.
Like, I tried to start having fun with it. Like, I wrote down... First thing I wrote down for the film was like, he put a heart in a box. And then it just was nothing there. And I'm just like, all right, I give up.
Yeah.
And this is a 1 for me. This is terrible.
It's a 1. It's garbage. It's so bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Do you have anything else written? I got nothing else. That's it.
It's really quick. I'm still flabbergasted by this like 10 feet tall thing that is like clearly in open spaces watching him because you get the camera perspective of this thing watching him, and it's in totally recognizable like play. Like how is no one seeing this? How is no one seeing this?
Well, he's all in black. I like that this 10-foot tall monstrosity is able to like somehow sneak underneath couches and in ceilings.
Can like, get into a bathroom surrounded by people really quick.
Ceilings that are like they're made of like, I don't know, styrofoam, whatever. It's not powerful, strong ceilings. He's able to crawl around in. He's 10 feet tall.
Yeah, but also has like super strength too. As he's like busting through the train stuff or whatever towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
God, it's awful. Yeah.
So, action stunts.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I had to do some stretching here because I didn't want this to be a 10-minute episode. So
that's what I told the wife. I was like, I don't think this is gonna be a long one. This movie's so trash. I got nothing nice to say.
So Stone walks away from the lady who asked him to watch out for her while she pees to go hunting for the coffee he ordered, but then is distracted by an S&M dancing woman getting naked. Fair. And the woman in the bathroom is murdered. We only see the body.
Good job, Harley.
But the chest is ripped open and the heart is missing, and it's an impressive little bit of gore because you can see the ribcage and everything popping out.
Yeah, you do see a few parts too.
We see this same bit of gore 6 or 7 more times. Oh yeah, I like Stone blowing away the London rat to the surprise of Durkin. And what the hell was going on with that rat?
Yes! That's one of my notes. It's like, this kind of looks like the rat monkey from Dead Alive.
That's what I said! It looks like the Sumatran rat. What's going on? This came out the same year. What was going on, man?
Yeah, totally. That was a weird looking thing.
All right. So the scene that is really just giving me a migraine, trying to figure it out. So
The scene.
Satan creeps into Stone's apartment.
Can we not call this thing Satan? I hate this. I hate that theory. There's such a... okay.
I'm going with Detective Dick. It's Satan.
Dick.
So Stone and Satan are at breakfast. And Satan creeps into Michelle on the shower. But instead of doing anything, he leaves and turns on Stone's Harley in the living room. He goes down a couple of flights of stairs to murder a different woman in a lower floor apartment.
Yep.
Then Stone and Durkin come on the scene, check to make sure Michelle's okay. We see some boobs. Thank you, Kim Cattrall.
They get alerted to this. It gets policed in.
Yeah, someone.
That's how they know to go back.
They saw a break-in, which we never saw that person who saw the break-in, and there doesn't appear to be any break-in
makes
in the
no
house
sense again. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay.
Yeah, no, good call. And then Stone and Durkin hear the scream from downstairs. They go downstairs, get into a shootout with Satan. Literally, they are getting into a shootout with Satan. Satan, who has a shotgun, who shoots Durkin out of a window. But it's okay, he has a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Then, during the skirmish, Satan sneaks back upstairs to take a bite of Michelle in the shoulder and then runs away.
Did you notice how our hero says, "Don't worry about it, you're fine"?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Why is she fine?
Satan, why? What are you doing?
What is your goals here? What is your motives?
Why did you go back upstairs to bite Michelle? Just funds? Okay.
Why not just kill her? I don't... Okay.
How did Durkin survive getting shot out of that window? I don't know.
I guess it's a bad shot.
Yeah. I don't know. You got a bite in the chest, man. All right,
he went completely out the window.
Yeah. So Stone is informed that the latest victim didn't have her heart removed, the one that was in his apartment building.
Yeah.
So he knows that Satan will come for the heart. So Stone and Dick race to the morgue and find bloody notes written on curtains and Satan hiding in the ceiling like John McClane in Die Hard.
It's a weird-looking morgue, by the way, that I was curious to spend more time in because it was just so weird-looking.
It looks like the secret room in Coma. I don't know if you ever saw the movie with Michael Douglas.
Yes!
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But also, there's a random hole in the morgue that apparently went unnoticed. Like, really?
Yeah.
Nobody notices this giant hole in your morgue?
Lots of shooting, but everyone misses Satan, and now Dick is convinced that they need a bigger gun.
That was kind of funny. But we'll get into that in Sidekick, but yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And Stone likes this plan.
Yeah. No, he's all gun for it,
Yeah, so the next bit of action, you got Dick telling Stone he's going to investigate some movement at the end of the block. So Stone and his genius decides to leave the apartment of Michelle to go check on Dick. And he finds Dick tied up and stuffed into his trunk with a massive... Well, later on we find the massive symbol carved into his chest. And Michelle is attacked by Satan from underneath the couch like Ghostbusters?
Yeah. I don't know.
Satan has some kind of teleportation power that she doesn't use at the end of the movie, which I feel like is a poor plan on Satan's part.
Because I guess he's fast? Is that... I don't know.
He's fat. Hey, you need to be flash fast for that. That's a straight nonsense.
Make sense. The whole movie is stupid.
Speaking of stupid, so Stone and Dick come back to check on Michelle and find her gone. And Dick shoots up Stone's kitchen. And Stone comes back and asks, why? Dick says, I saw a rat, but I missed. Stone holds up a dead rat and says, this rat? And Dick says, cool. Then Dick remembers that he's been, like, brutalized by by Satan and passes out. And that's when we see the symbol and everything on his chest. Yeah. But I really enjoyed that. Like, while the shootout in the kitchen was very stupid, I enjoyed the cool.
Yeah. Keyword is stupid.
Yep, nope. Man, like I said, had to stretch it out.
You're trying. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Finally, the final scene, you got Satan has Stone cornered in the subway of London somewhere. Yeah. But Durkin comes to the rescue and shoots Satan a bunch and then throws a massive flash grenade. Stone then decides to electrocute Satan. He's like, watch this. With a live wire he found. And then somehow in Satan's weakened state, he's able to rip out Satan's heart. Durkin then comes behind.
And it's still beating.
Yeah, Durkin then comes behind and shoots Satan, blows into bits, and then Stone blows up the heart with a handgun.
Yeah.
That's the end of action.
It's awful.
It's not good. It's never good.
It's real bad. It's really bad. I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 1.5.
For what?
It's a decent question.
Because he pulled it out like, Kalima and Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate that.
It was stupid as all hell, but all right.
I think if I were to like anything the most, it was the Satan's attack on the subway car. Where he's like clawing his way through the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a 1.5. Yeah, you ain't wrong. To bring it down to 1.
Thank you.
I think you're going to be bringing me down on the scores here. So
Good.
I'm trying my best to not be so negative.
No, this movie's awful.
Yeah, it's not great. So
again, the only redeeming thing is we're gonna go into sidekick here.
Yeah.
Dick is humorous at times, and Rucker Hauer is got some good deliveries here and there. That's it. That's all this movie's got.
Don't forget Kim Cattrall gets naked.
You see Kim Cattrall's boobs a couple times, yeah. But you could also see other better movies to see that. But
that's true. Yeah, so Detective Dick Durkin is Stone's...
Dick Durkin.
Yeah, he's Stone's new partner. I work alone. Got it. My eyes, He said, I work alone. I was like, no! I'm in so much trouble.
And he's clearly the uppity, not uppity, he's the button-up one.
He's the yuppie, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Oxford or whatever, right?
Like the space in between them saying Stone's the best, he's the best, and then Stone saying I work alone was maybe 6 minutes, and I'm just like, I'm in so much trouble. This is not good. Yeah, my man is an expert on serial killers. Went to Oxford. Lots of fancy degrees. He runs 5 miles every morning and
has
gets
sex.
laid every night.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's got a steady girlfriend.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the bit with Stone racing to a crime scene and Durkin chasing after him and slightly hitting the bumper when he parks behind him. Just a quick bit. Just Stone's like, what the hell? Like, sorry.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. Oh, sure, it's not your car. Whatever.
Yeah. The strangest bit for me in the whole movie.
He's a weird dude, by the way. He went to Oxford. He's got all this background in advanced science and psychology, but also believes in astrology
and collects comic books.
And comic books. What is up with this guy? All right.
But the strangest part for me is the morning after Stone takes his nap with the pigeon on his head, and he sees Durkin outside his apartment, and he's doing Tai Chi on top of the car.
I must have missed that part.
Yeah, he's doing Tai Chi on the hood of the car. And then he's like, okay. And then he goes downstairs to check on him, and he's already passed out in the back of the car.
Everybody's got superpowers.
How long did it take him to get down from the apartment?
He's very out of shape.
I guess so, yeah. He's got that punch.
He's got a lot of chocolate.
Anyway, that's when we discover they go to breakfast, and that's when we discover that Detective Dick has a passing. He reads comic books and he has a passing knowledge of the occult, which comes in handy later.
Sure.
Dick doesn't like Stone's diet of sugar and coffee and tries to massage his anxiety away. And Stone rightfully sticks a gun in his face. Don't touch me. Yeah, just don't do that, guys. I like how Dick, when he started arming up with everything and he started smoking a cigar, he looked exactly like Tackleberry from the Police Academy movies.
Okay, I can kind of see that. He went unhinged and it was comical.
Yeah, and he even started getting into the coffee and the chocolate. He's like, "Argh."
Yeah.
So
He started grabbing every gun, and
this is what happens after you've witnessed Satan. You want all the big guns. You want chocolate, coffee, and cigars.
Yeah, he's like, we need bigger guns or whatever. He'd like
and leather. He's gonna get a leather jacket.
Of course,
if he's gonna go hunt Satan.
Gotta be badass now.
Yeah, and really, he's more of the hero than Stone is, if you ask me. He does a lot of damage to Satan.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about Dick Durkin. What about you?
Yeah, I mean that's about it, unless you go to Kim Cattrall here, which is a weird one. Like you really get nothing here. Like I guess she moved away, but it was back to put some flowers or something by her dead husband's thing. Or
her mother-in-law or ex-mother-in-law, her whatever. Her husband, her dead husband's mother, just committed suicide.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, she says that later in the movie. Yeah, okay. That's why she's back in town. She still has her Star Trek 6 haircut.
Yeah,
it's like she must have like been like going from one set to another. It's still very much there.
It's a good call. I didn't even think about that.
But I guess it works since it's the future, 2008.
Sure.
Yeah. But they're still clearly into each other, her and Stone, even though he is a massive slob and stinks to high heaven.
Horrible person. But that's about it. That's about all you get from her.
Yeah.
Besides her getting naked.
Mostly only the once that I can recall. But, she pretty much just becomes like the standard like girl in movie who has to be protected.
Damsel.
Yeah, sucks.
Yep.
I also want to talk about the rat catcher real quick.
No, she got boobs twice. Sorry, I was just looking at my notes.
Okay. I only remember the once,
twice.
But I want to talk about the rat catcher, who Stone and Dick meet down in the tunnels, and apparently he's the only one who can get them to the exact tunnels they need to get to where Satan is hiding, because reasons.
Sure.
But I really enjoyed that this London-based rat catcher was played by New Jersey-born Michael J. Pollard.
Well, sure. I mean,
you've seen him in a million movies. I know mostly from
several
Scrooge
people
and other things,
in this movie. Several people in this movie. Of why are they in London?
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who are not English in this movie, which is weird.
Yeah. So I gave it a 2 because I enjoyed the actor playing him.
I also gave it a 2.
Okay, yeah. Alistair Duncan, who, by the way, also, you've never played the games, much to my chagrin. He's the voice of Mimir in the God of War games. He's delightful.
Okay. Believe you. I never played, really.
Oh, okay. He also used to be married to, Anna Gunn, who was the wife on Breaking Bad, Skylar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was the other bit of trivia I found out about him. Anyway, 2. So I gave the final score a 7, and I think you're going to be bringing me down.
Wait, I had a 5.5. What's my final score?
I can settle for a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't exactly like it, but okay.
But I came down a lot more than you did.
I guess that's true. It just feels like it's not down enough because like Pet Sematary 2 is 8.
Yeah, that's a better movie. So it's 2
I know,
points higher.
but I feel like it should be more than that.
I'm sure we'll run into other crap later.
Yeah, I guess. I this is definitely a new standard bearer for me.
Well, hey, this is not worse than Sorceress.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I really enjoyed how many guns are in this movie, considering it takes place in London, where the cops don't carry guns.
Well, it's the future. They stop with global warming. I don't know.
Well, apparently, the movie first took place in L.A. and then switched to London with the rewrites, and the screenwriter either didn't know or didn't care that London cops didn't carry guns.
Probably didn't care.
I loved that we overhear on the radio that the United States has blocked another UN resolution about global warming. That's funny and fair. Still true.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that were I fighting Satan, I would choose a bigger gun than an automatic shotgun.
I'm still upset that we keep calling it Satan and we're just going with what Dick said. But okay.
I trust in Dick.
You shouldn't. It is utter nonsense.
Apparently, the box office disappointment was blamed on this coming out the same weekend as the LA riot.
Ha!
I'm skeptical.
Sure.
Right, yeah, right?
Yeah. I do remember this poster. Like, I remember seeing it in some comic books back in the day.
I remember that and seeing it in the video store all the time.
Yeah.
Stone's giant hand cannon that he liked to use a lot in the movie, that was a converted paintball gun.
Okay.
The original title for the movie was Black Tide, which sounded better and made a whole lot more sense than Split Second. Like, from the title Split Second, I thought this was going to have something to do with time travel.
Yeah.
It's like stunned. That's like, oh, okay. Why?
Well, at least with Tide, it makes sense with the raising waters.
Exactly. And black, evil.
Yeah. Which, by the way, our hero seemed like most of the time wet, but no one else did.
I don't know.
I felt like all the other characters looked pretty dry.
It's because he wore leather and it shines more.
I don't know.
So the budget for this movie was $7 million, which is a little over $15 million today, and worldwide gross of $5.4 million, which is over $11.8 million today. Yeah, it did not make it money. I'm assuming it didn't. I'm assuming it probably broke even on VHS. I don't know.
Maybe.
VHS rentals were a big savior back in the day for these people.
Yeah, that's true. Man, that's rough. But rightfully so, because this movie is garbage.
Tell me how you really feel.
Buddy, at least I could usually find something redemptive about it. Oh, I like that. I really struggled here.
All right, fair enough.
It really was a rough watch. Like, I have zero interest in this movie.
Okay, fair enough. Same.
Yeah.
So you ready to find out what we're doing for next week?
Yeah! Hope for something better. Let's do it.
Yeah, I struggled. I was, after watching this, I was determined to watch something that I knew that was good.
Okay.
So we're going to stick in the future.
Okay.
And we're going to watch David Fincher's directorial debut with Alien 3.
Oh, wow. We're going for something. All right.
Yeah.
We're going there.
Alien 3.
Well, we're fans.
Return to horror for the Alien franchise after a quick dalliance with action and James Cameron.
Yeah, which was also good.
Yep.
But yeah, and there's a lot of haters on 3, but then I think
Well, they're wrong.
Well, not only are they wrong, I think also Alien Resurrection happened, and I think it helped this movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you know what? That was actually pretty good. Alien 3 was all right.
It's like the Leo meme from that stupid movie that came out last year. It's like, wow, we really had it all, didn't we? After watching in Resurrection.
But yeah, no, I always enjoyed that one. I like the atmosphere and everything in the movie, so it should be fun to
just a nuts cast, absolutely insane cast of like, oh, that guy.
Really is.
Yeah. All right, and I know you've
rock.
You know all about the production issues with that one because you did a little special story on that at your other podcast.
I did a whole Tales Behind the Set thing on that podcast. So yeah,
so many rewrites on that script.
So many.
Yeah.
And the actress, I could go on. But if anybody's
looking forward to it.
Yeah, if everybody's curious, go check out the Film As We Know It podcast. I did a whole episode on it.
All right. Well, that's it.
That is it. All right. Please show your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, wherever you happen to listen to the show. So sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. Contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or search us by finding the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of Film Bro Podcast. Peace out, everyone.
Satan's in deep shit.